Hello, everyone. This is Minister William, or Reverend Will if you wish, and this is the sermon for April 9th, 2023. And as always, we'll have a moment of silence for prayer, meditation, or what have you. All right, thank you. Since it is hot uh, spring day, I thought I would read you a story from my personal faith, uh, which many know as Greek mythology. The story is called Demeter and Persephone. At the beginning of the world there were no winters, so all year round was perfect for farming and harvesting. The rain fell, the sun shone, the flowers blossomed, the crops grew, the fruits dropped ripe and luscious from the trees. Tending them all was Demeter, goddess of the harvest. At her side was as beautiful as a wildflower was her daughter Persephone. She was beloved and adored by her mother. Persephone was so beautiful she caught the eye of another god, Hades. The beautiful Persephone enchanted Hades, the god of the underworld. He used to look at Persephone working on the earth and was mesmerized by her. Hades went to Zeus, king of the gods, to seek permission to marry Persephone, and to his delight, Zeus agreed to his plan. As long as he could snatch her away, Persephone would be his. Hades watched and waited until Persephone was out alone one day in a field of golden corn. As she walked along their shining stems, she could feel the ground tremble beneath her feet. There was a great crack. The earth opened before her and revealed a dark chasm. And out of it, on a horse-drawn chariot of black and gold, swept Hades. He plucked Persephone from the field as quickly as she were a flower herself, then swept down, down, down into the underworld. The chasm closed over their heads, and all was quiet again. When Demeter discovered her daughter was missing, she was inconsolable. She began to search the world for her, neglecting the earth she loved so. Flowers died, crops withered, fruit failed to ripen, and the soil turned chalky dust. People and animals starved, but Demeter didn't notice. At last Helios, the sun god, took pity on Demeter. He said, I saw that Hades has taken your daughter to the underworld. So she is in the land of the dead, wailed Demeter. How can Zeus let this happen? Zeus knew this all along, confessed Helios. In a fury, Demeter stormed Zeus's palace on Olympus. How could you let my daughter be taken away from me by Hades? She raged. Zeus looked down at the withered earth, the starving people, and the dying plants, and admitted something had to be done. So he called for Hermes, the winged messenger, and sent him down to the underworld. Bring back Persephone, he commanded, or all is lost. Down in the underworld, Persephone missed the sunlight, warmth, and flowers of the world above, but most of all she missed her dear mother. Hades, however, treated her well with kindness and gentleness. She was intrigued by the dark caverns of this new realm, its glittering gemstones, and how Hades handled souls of the dead. Could she, after all, become queen of the underworld? Hades sat beside her day after day, urging her to be happy and tempting her to eat the delicious food. Finally, The red seeds of the pomegranate caught her eye. They were like glistening jewels. She looked down at the juicy red seeds, then popped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into her mouth. Hades watched her eat each one with glowing satisfaction. Just as Persephone put the seed in her mouth, Hermes came rushing in like the wind. "Ah, a visitor," said Hades. "I have been expecting you." "I've come from Zeus," replied Hermes. "Hades, you must let Persephone return to the earth. The king of the gods demanded." "Of course, I obey Zeus in all things," said Hades, "but in this I can't." He held his hand in a mock sorrow. "There is a law, is there not, that it is only possible to leave the underworld if no food has passed your lips?" "That is so," said Hermes. Persephone gasped. "Yes, my love," said Hades. "You have just eaten 6 seeds from the pomegranate." Hermes paused. There was a deal to be done here, and he loved nothing more than an agreement. If he returned without Persephone, the earth would die, and Zeus would never forgive him. But nor could he break the law the fates has made at the dawn of time. Hermes requested Hades consider because the earth would suffer if he did. 6 seeds shall equal 6 months, said Hermes. For 6 months of the year, Persephone shall live down here in the underworld with Hades as a queen. For the other 6 months, she may return to earth and tend to the flowers, fruit, and the soul with her mother. Persephone smiled. "It's a fair plan," she said. Hades looked at smiling Persephone and agreed to let her go to the earth for 6 months if that made her happy. And so for 6 months of the year, Persephone reigned in the darkness. Demeter wept. The leaves fell from the trees, the cold wind whipped around, and her tears fell as rain and snow. Then in the spring, when Persephone returned, the earth burst into life with Demeter's joy. Now shoots appeared, flowers blossomed, and crops ripened under the cold sun. So it went, year after year, cycle after cycle, and this is how the seasons came to be. The story of Persephone, the loved daughter of goddess Demeter, who was kidnapped by Hades, the king of the underworld, and later became queen of the underworld, and is renowned in Greek mythology. It is the way the ancient Greeks explained the change of the seasons, natural cycle of nature's death and rebirth. This is one of my favorite stories of Greek mythology. I'm, uh, I am, as my personal faith, I am a follower of the Greek gods. Demeter, Persephone and Hades, um, are out of all the Greek gods are the most loyal. The only other married couple of Greek gods that are loyal to each other is Eros, which is Cupid, and his wife Psyche. Those are the only two couples that are faithful to each other. Um, like if somebody even looks at Persephone, Hades would get jealous. If someone would look at Hades, he would get jealous. But those are other stories. But yeah, it is hot. It was too hot to wear my pastor my garb. It's hot to wear this. So I am going to go for the night, for the week, and hopefully next week it'll be a lot cooler. But remember, when we all come together, the possibilities are endless. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.